Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about a truth so powerful, so liberating, yet so often ignored. You were never meant to live your life for anyone but yourself. Too many of us walk through life carrying the weight of other people's expectations. We mold ourselves into what others want, conform to what others expect, and silence the voice of our own dreams. But I'm here to tell you today that there is no fulfillment in living a borrowed life. There is no peace in walking a path that isn't yours. You see, for yourself is not selfish. It is essential. It is the act of honoring the person God created you to be. It is the courage to say, I will pursue my dreams. I will honor my calling. I will embrace my destiny, no matter what anyone else says. The moment you stop seeking approval from the world and start seeking alignment with your purpose, remarkable transformation takes place. Doors that once seemed locked swing wide open. Opportunities that seemed impossible become inevitable. Your confidence rises, your energy soars, and your soul finds its rhythm. Living for others may win applause, but living for yourself wins freedom, wins authenticity. It wins a life of meaning and fulfillment. Remember, you are not here to be a reflection of someone else's expectations. You are here to shine in the light of your own greatness. Step away from the noise. Step away from the judgment. Step away from the chains of people pleasing. Listen to your heart, follow your vision, and embrace your purpose with courage and conviction. Live boldly, unapologetically, and fiercely for yourself, because when you do, the world around you will inevitably feel the impact of your greatness. There is a subtle trap that ensnares many of us in life, traps so quietly constructed that often we don't even realize we are walking into it until years have passed. It is the trap of living for others. It starts innocently enough with the desire to be loved, to be accepted, to be appreciated. From childhood, many of us are taught to seek approval. Do this so people will like you. Behave this way so people will respect you. Choose a path that pleases others. And at first, it seems harmless, even noble, but over time, this seemingly small pattern of seeking approval becomes a heavy burden, a chain around the spirit, binding us to lives that are not truly our own. Living for others is a subtle thief. It steals your time, your energy, and most importantly, your identity. You begin to measure your worth by how well you meet the expectations of the people around you, rather than by the purpose written in your own heart. You start defining your success by someone else's standards, their approval, their praise, their acknowledgement. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, you forget what it feels like to live authentically. You forget the desires that were uniquely yours. You silence the voice inside that whispers your own truth, because you are too busy listening to the chorus of voices outside, friends, family, society, even strangers whose opinions you allow to shape your life. This trap is dangerous because it feels comfortable. After all, pleasing others seems like the right thing to do. It seems polite, responsible, even virtuous. People praise you for it. They call you loyal, considerate, selfless. But here's the truth. There is a difference between selflessness and self-erasure. There is a difference between kindness and living in constant submission to someone else's expectations. One nourishes the soul, the other starves it. Living for others may win temporary approval. It may even bring moments of recognition. But it does not bring fulfillment. It does not awaken joy. It does not satisfy the deep longing within you to live a life that is uniquely, unapologetically yours. Many fall into this trap because it is familiar. From a young age, we are conditioned to believe that our value is tied to how well we serve, how well we perform, how well we fit into the molds created by others. We are told, be a good child, do well in school, choose a respectable career, marry well, make your family proud. And while these are not inherently wrong instructions, they are dangerous when followed blindly. When we accept them without asking if they align with our own purpose, we are surrendering the essence of who we were created to be. We are living a borrowed life, wearing clothes that don't fit, walking a path that was never meant for our feet. The trap of living for others is amplified by fear, fear of rejection, fear of disappointment, fear of being alone. We fear that if we say no, if we stand up for our own dreams, if we choose our own path, people will criticize us, abandon us, or judge us. And so we obey, we conform, We shrink ourselves to fit the expectations around us. We silence our passions. We bury our dreams. We ignore the nudges of destiny in our hearts. And every day, our true selves are slowly suffocated under the weight of other people's approval. Yet, the most tragic aspect of this trap is how subtly it robs us of joy. When we live for others, we experience only fleeting satisfaction because the source of our efforts is external. We may achieve recognition. It is empty recognition. We may receive praise, but it is hollow praise. The applause of the world cannot replace the inner sense of fulfillment that comes from walking your own path, from embracing your own purpose, from living a life that resonates with the deepest truth of who you are. The first step to breaking free from this trap is recognition. You must see it for what it is. You must acknowledge the patterns in your life where you have been living to please rather than to express your own purpose. Notice the moments when your choices were driven not by your dreams, but by the fear of disappointing someone else. Reflect on the times when you said yes to something because others expected it and not because your heart desired it. Awareness is the beginning of liberation. You cannot change what you cannot see. You cannot escape a trap you refuse to acknowledge. And once you recognize the trap, you must confront it with courage. It will not be easy. Living for yourself often invites criticism, judgment, or misunderstanding. People will resist your new freedom because they are comfortable with the old version of you, the version who always sought their approval. The call to live authentically is stronger than the voices of disapproval. It is a call to honor your own life, your own dreams, and your own destiny. The journey begins with small acts of courage, saying no when something does not align with your purpose, voicing your own opinion, prioritizing your own needs, making choices that resonate with your own vision of life. Remember, living for others is a trap because it places your happiness in the hands of someone else. It makes your peace dependent on external factors. Your joy becomes fragile, easily shaken by criticism, rejection, or disapproval. But when you begin to live for yourself, you reclaim control over your own happiness. You learn that the source of your fulfillment is not approval, but alignment. It is not the praise of others, the obedience to your own calling. And in that alignment, you find freedom. Freedom to dream, freedom to create, freedom to love, freedom to live. When you break the chains of living for others, you step into a life that is vibrant, authentic, and powerful. You become the person you were always meant to be, the person whose life is a testament to courage, self-respect, and divine design. And here is the beauty of it: when you live fully for yourself, when you honor your own path, the impact on the world around you is greater than anything you could accomplish by living for others. Your authenticity inspires others. Your courage lights a path for those who feel trapped. Your life becomes a living example of what is possible when you reject the chains of expectation and embrace the freedom of purpose. Recognize the trap of living for others. See it clearly, confront it bravely, and step out of it boldly. It is never too late to reclaim your life. It is never too late to honor your dreams. It is never too late to live for yourself, to live authentically, to live courageously. Chains of expectation are heavy, but your spirit is stronger. The voices of judgment are loud, but your purpose is louder. Step into the freedom that comes from living for yourself and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. The trap of living for others is real. It is not invincible. Recognition is the key. Courage is the door, and on the other side lies a life of purpose, joy, and unparalleled fulfillment. Do not let another day go by living someone else's story. Your life is your own. Live it boldly. Live it unapologetically. Live it for yourself. There is a voice inside of you, a voice that speaks your truth, that whispers your dreams, that calls you to be the person you were created to be. Yet so many of us have spent our lives silencing that voice, ignoring it, suppressing it, because we are too busy chasing the approval of others. We live in a world that celebrates conformity, that rewards compliance, that applauds people who fit into a mold rather than those who dare to stand out. In that world, authenticity, the courage to be unapologetically yourself, is often dismissed as rebellion or arrogance. But I am here to tell you today, authenticity is the very essence of freedom, the very pathway to fulfillment, and the cornerstone of a life that is truly worth living. Authenticity over approval. Too many of us have allowed the opinions of others to dictate our actions, our words, our dreams. We have bent and twisted ourselves into versions of who we think we are supposed to be, rather than embracing the person who we actually are. We adjust our behavior to fit in. We change our words to avoid conflict. We hide our true thoughts, desires, and intentions because we fear rejection, ridicule, disapproval. But every time we sacrifice authenticity for approval, we chip away at the foundation of our soul. We trade our inner peace for temporary acceptance. We exchange the joy of being ourselves for the fleeting applause of others. Living authentically requires courage. It requires looking fear in the face and saying, "I will no longer compromise who I am to satisfy your expectations." It requires trusting that your worth is not determined by the approval of the crowd, but by the value of your own purpose. It requires understanding that living a life defined by others is a life that will always feel empty, regardless of how much recognition you receive. You can have all the praise, all the accolades, all the nods of approval in the world, and still feel hollow inside if you are not being true to yourself. Many people mistake approval for love, validation, security. They believe that if they can make everyone happy, they will be loved. If they can avoid criticism, they will be safe. If they can fit in, they will belong. But this is a lie, a trap that steals your potential, your joy, and your power. Authenticity over approval teaches us a different truth. True love, true respect, and true fulfillment come not from the applause of the world, but from the alignment of your life with your own truth. When you honor who you are, when you live according to your values, dreams, and calling, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right experiences into your life. Not because you are pleasing them, but because you are resonating with your own purpose. Authenticity over approval is not always popular. It will ruffle feathers. It will challenge relationships. It will provoke criticism. But the cost of not being authentic is far greater. A life spent seeking approval is a life that drifts in the currents of others' expectations. It is a life that constantly asks, am I good enough? Am I liked? Am I accepted? A life that never rests, never thrives, never feels whole. Authenticity, on the other hand, is liberating. It frees you from the exhausting treadmill of trying to meet everyone else's standards. It allows you to make decisions based on what is right for you, what aligns with your vision, what feeds your soul. It gives you clarity in the midst of chaos and peace in the midst of opposition. The journey toward authenticity begins with self-awareness. You must first know who you are, what you value, and what you stand for. You must listen to the whispers of your heart and identify the things that bring you joy, passions that ignite your spirit, the principles that guide your decisions. Once you know yourself, you can begin to act in alignment with your truth, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it is unpopular, even when it goes against the expectations of others. Self-awareness is the compass that points you toward authenticity, and courage is the engine that propels you forward. Authenticity over approval also requires the ability to say no. You cannot be true to yourself if you are constantly saying yes to things that conflict with your values or dilute your energy. Saying no is not rude, it is necessary. Saying no is not selfish, it is sacred. Every no you speak to the demands, expectations, and judgments of others is a yes to your own vision, your own dreams, your own purpose. It is a declaration that you are willing to honor yourself even when the world resists. When you embrace authenticity, you also embrace your imperfections. You no longer try to hide your flaws or conform to a false image of perfection. You accept yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your quirks, your scars, and you allow the world to see the real you. And here's the remarkable truth. When you show the world the authentic you, you attract genuine relationships. You attract people who love and respect you for who you are, not for the persona you put on to gain approval. You attract opportunities that resonate with your vision, not those dictated by external expectations. You discover a sense of inner peace that cannot be shaken by criticism or rejection. Living authentically is a radical act in a world obsessed with appearances. It is a declaration that you will no longer be swayed by the fear of judgment. It is a commitment to honor the voice within you. It is an understanding that the only validation you truly need comes from the alignment of your life with your own purpose and truth. Authenticity over approval is not just a choice, it is a lifestyle. It is the daily decision to prioritize your inner truth over external recognition, to listen to your own voice rather than the chorus of public opinion, to live boldly rather than cautiously. When you live authentically, you ignite a fire within yourself that cannot be extinguished. Doors open that were previously closed. Opportunities flow that were previously hidden. People are drawn to your energy, your confidence, your clarity. The world feels your presence differently because you are no longer hiding. You are no longer pretending. You are no longer a reflection of someone else's expectations. You are fully, gloriously, unapologetically you. So today, choose authenticity over approval. Choose the life that honors your truth, your calling, your dreams. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into the boxes created by others. Stop silencing your voice to avoid criticism. Stop compromising your purpose to gain temporary acceptance. Step into the freedom of being yourself. Embrace the power that comes when your actions, words, choices align with your heart. And know this, when you choose authenticity over approval, you not only transform your own life, you inspire others to find the courage to do the same. Your life is too precious to be lived for anyone else. Your voice is too powerful to be silenced. Your purpose is too significant to be ignored. Authenticity over approval is the key to a life of courage, fulfillment, divine alignment. Let today be the day you step into that truth. Let today be the day you honor yourself. Let today be the day you choose to live boldly, unapologetically, and authentically. The world does not need another version of someone else. It needs the real you. There is a misunderstanding that runs deep in the hearts of many, the idea that living for yourself is selfish. People whispered in our ears, echoing from the voices of society, family, and even religion at times, that if we prioritize our dreams, our desires, or our peace, we are somehow taking from others. But let me tell you the truth today, living for yourself is not selfish. It is essential. It is sacred. It is the foundation upon which a life of purpose, fulfillment, and impact is built. Too often, we mistake selflessness for neglecting ourselves, confuse generosity with self-erasure. We hear the call to serve, to give, to help, and we obey so faithfully that we forget the person who must also be fed, nurtured, and honored in the process. But the truth is, no one can pour from an empty cup. No one can give what they do not possess. Living for yourself is not about ignoring others. It is about first ensuring that you are whole, strong, and aligned so that you can truly give love, serve from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Living for yourself begins with the acknowledgement that your life belongs to you. You were not created to be a shadow of someone else's expectations. You were not designed to be a reflection of other people's desires. You were crafted with unique gifts, a distinct purpose, and a voice that is yours alone. To ignore that calling, to sacrifice your own well-being, dreams, aspirations to fit into someone else's plan is to rob the world of the fullness of who you were created to be. When you live authentically for yourself, you do not diminish anyone else. You elevate everyone around you because your presence, your energy, your clarity, and your fulfillment become a force that inspires others. Living for yourself is not selfish. It is a radical act of courage. It is a declaration that your life matters. It is a refusal to be small, to be limited, to live in the shadows of other people's expectations. When you live for yourself, you honor the time, energy, and life that has been entrusted to you. You recognize that your dreams are valid, your goals are worthy, your desires are not luxuries, they are necessities. And in honoring your life, you create a ripple effect that blesses others. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever tried to please everyone and ended up exhausted, frustrated, and unfulfilled? Have you sacrificed your own dreams for the comfort of others, only to find that they were never truly satisfied anyway? This is the paradox of living solely for others. It is a treadmill that goes nowhere. But when you begin to live for yourself, when you prioritize your own growth, joy, and purpose, you step off that treadmill and step onto a path that is vibrant, meaningful, and alive. You begin to attract relationships that respect your boundaries, opportunities that align with your goals, and experiences that resonate with your heart. Living for yourself also means making choices that honor your well-being. It means setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, refusing to engage in situations that drain your spirit or compromise your values. It means understanding that your mental, emotional, spiritual health are not negotiable. When you prioritize yourself in this way, you do not become selfish, you become wise. You become strong. You become a force that can impact the world without losing yourself in the process. Many people hesitate to live for themselves because they fear judgment. They worry that others will call them selfish, arrogant, or uncaring. But here is the truth: the opinions of others do not define your worth. You are not put on this earth to live under the weight of public approval. You were created to live under the guidance of your own purpose, your own calling, and your own inner voice. The moment you accept that, the moment you understand that prioritizing yourself is not only permissible but necessary, you unlock a power that cannot be contained. You unlock freedom, clarity, and the ability to pursue your destiny without hesitation. Living for yourself is also an act of preparation for service. Many people believe that serving others requires constant self-sacrifice. The reality is that the best service comes from those who are thriving themselves. A fulfilled, empowered, and aligned individual can give far more than someone who is exhausted, resentful, or depleted. By living for yourself, you are not abandoning others. You are preparing to give them the best version of yourself. You are sharpening your skills, nurturing your spirit, and building the foundation from which you can make the greatest impact. It is crucial to understand that living for yourself is not about indulgence or selfish pleasure. It is about alignment. It is about pursuing the life that resonates with your soul, the goals that ignite your passion, and the purpose that calls your heart. It is about investing in your growth, your education, your health, and your spiritual life. When you prioritize these things, you are not acting in selfishness. You are honoring the life you have been given and positioning yourself to contribute meaningfully to the world. A tree cannot grow tall and bear fruit if it is constantly bending under the weight of someone else's expectations. A tree must reach toward the sun, stretch its roots, and draw nourishment from the soil around it. In the same way, you must allow yourself to grow, to stretch, to reach toward your purpose. Living for yourself is like giving your roots room to expand, your branches room to flourish, and your fruit to ripen fully. Only then can you share the abundance you have cultivated with those around you. Living for yourself does not mean isolating yourself. It does not mean abandoning responsibility or neglecting relationships. It means making conscious choices that reflect your priorities, your values, your purpose. It means being honest about what you need, what you want, and what you will no longer compromise. It means living boldly in a world that often pressures you to shrink, to blend in, and to sacrifice your essence for the comfort of others. Living for yourself is not selfish. It is courageous. It is transformative. It is the key to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and impact. You were not created to be small. You were not created to live in the shadows. You were not created to be an accessory in someone else's story. You were created to shine, to lead, to inspire, and to live fully in alignment with your own destiny. Embrace this truth. Step into the life that honors your dreams, your passions, your calling. Prioritize your well-being, your growth, your purpose. Live unapologetically for yourself, knowing that in doing so, you are not taken from others. You are creating a life that allows you to give more, love more, and impact more. The moment you accept that living for yourself is necessary, sacred, and righteous, you step into a freedom that changes everything. Your life is a gift. Your purpose is your compass. Your dreams are your responsibility. Live for yourself, nurture yourself, honor yourself. And in living fully for yourself, you will discover that you have the power, the energy, and the clarity to touch the lives of others in ways you never imagined. Courage. It is one of the most misunderstood and underestimated qualities in the human experience. Many think courage is the absence of fear, but that is not true. Courage is not about never feeling afraid. Courage is not about walking through life without doubt or hesitation. Courage is the decision to move forward in spite of fear. Courage is the muscle that lifts you when the weight of expectation, judgment, uncertainty presses down on your shoulders. And let me tell you today, courage is essential. essential to living for yourself, essential to fulfilling your purpose, and essential to experiencing the life you were created to live. Too often, we allow fear to dictate our choices. We shrink from our dreams because they seem too audacious. We hesitate to speak our truth because it might offend. We postpone our purpose because the world seems too critical, too harsh, too unforgiving, and in doing so, we sacrifice the life that is rightfully ours. Courage calls us to rise. Courage whispers to the heart, saying, "You can do this. You are stronger than you think. You were created for a life of significance. Fear will not stop you unless you let it." Courage is essential because living for yourself will inevitably attract opposition. When you step away from the expectations of others, when you begin to honor your dreams over their comfort, when you choose purpose over approval, people will resist. They will question your decisions. They will criticize your actions. They will try to convince you that your ambitions are too big, too bold, too unrealistic. And it is in these moments, the moments when fear rises, when doubt whispers, that courage becomes your shield and your sword. Without courage, the pressures of the world will push you back into the cage of conformity, and the life that is meant for you will remain just out of reach. Courage is also essential because the path of authenticity is rarely easy. There are no guarantees. There is no roadmap that shows you every step clearly. There are challenges, setbacks, and obstacles that will test your resolve. But every step forward, even the steps taken in uncertainty, is a step closer to freedom, fulfillment, and purpose. Courage allows you to take those steps. Courage allows you to risk disappointment in order to pursue your dreams. Courage allows you to risk rejection in order to live your truth. And courage allows you to risk the unknown because you understand that the unknown is where possibility and growth reside. Living for yourself requires the courage to face internal battles as well. Fear is not only external, it lives inside you. It sits in the corner of your mind, whispering, "You are not good enough. You are not ready. You cannot succeed." It reminds you of past failures, magnifies your insecurities, convinces you to settle for less than you deserve. Courage is the decision to confront those lies. Courage is the willingness to stare at your fear, acknowledge it, and say, "I will not let you control me. I will not let you stop me. I will move forward anyway." It is in these internal battles that courage truly shines, for it is here that the foundation of a life lived fully for yourself is laid. Courage is also essential because the rewards of living for yourself are too great to ignore. When you choose to honor your dreams, pursue your passions, walk your path, your life transforms in ways that cannot be measured. Opportunities appear that were previously hidden. Confidence rises that was previously dormant. Relationships deepen and flourish with people who resonate with your authenticity. And in every success, in every breakthrough, in every moment of fulfillment, courage is the invisible thread that made it possible. Without courage, none of it could have been achieved. Every person who has achieved greatness has done so because of courage. Every innovator, every leader, every trailblazer, every person who dared to live beyond the expectations of others had courage. They faced fear, uncertainty, opposition, but they refused to let those obstacles define their story. Courage is what allowed them to step out when the world said no. Courage is what allowed them to dream when the world said stay small. Courage is what allowed them to persist when the path seemed impossible. And the same courage resides within you, waiting to be claimed. Courage is also a teacher. It teaches resilience. It teaches perseverance. It teaches self-reliance. The act of choosing courage over comfort shapes your character. It builds strength where weakness once existed. It builds confidence where doubt once lingered. And it builds faith, the faith that no matter how challenging life becomes, you have the capacity to rise, to endure, and to overcome. Courage does not guarantee that life will be easy, but it guarantees that you will have the strength to face whatever comes your way. Living for yourself requires courage because it is a radical act in a world that rewards conformity. It is an act that may confuse people who are used to seeing you comply, to seeing you shrink, to seeing you prioritize them over yourself. Courage allows you to stand firm in your truth, to set boundaries, and to make decisions that honor your purpose even when others do not understand. Courage allows you to say yes to your dreams and no to distractions. Courage allows you to break free from the expectations that have held you captive for years. Courage allows you to live unapologetically, knowing that your life is yours to shape. Courage is essential because it transforms fear into fuel. Every time you confront your fear, you grow stronger. Every time you choose to act despite uncertainty, you expand your capacity for greatness. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you discover new potential, new opportunities, and new strengths you never knew existed. Fear is inevitable. Courage turns fear from an obstacle into a stepping stone toward your destiny. Cultivate courage. Embrace it. Invite it into every corner of your life. Let it guide your decisions, empower your actions, and fuel your pursuit of purpose. Courage is the bridge between where you are and where you were meant to be. Courage is the spark that ignites your dreams. Courage is the backbone of a life lived fully for yourself. Without it, the trap of fear, expectation, conformity will hold you in chains. With it, you are unstoppable. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Courage is the choice to act despite fear. Courage is the willingness to risk failure, rejection, and criticism for the sake of your dreams, your purpose, and your truth. Every time you step forward in courage, you claim a piece of the life that was always meant for you. Every time you act with courage, you declare that your destiny matters, your purpose matters, and your life is worth the risk. So do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not allow fear to keep you small. Choose courage. Step boldly into your truth. Live unapologetically for yourself. And watch as the life you were created to live unfolds before your eyes, richer, fuller, and more extraordinary than you ever imagined. Courage is essential, not optional. Courage is the heartbeat of your freedom. Courage is the key to living fully, authentically, and powerfully for yourself. There is a principle in life that many overlook, yet it is one of the most powerful keys to success, fulfillment, and freedom. Alignment unlocks opportunity. Alignment is the state in which your actions, your choices, and your purpose are all moving in the same direction. It is when your heart, mind, soul are in harmony with the life you were created to live. And when alignment is achieved, opportunity flows to you in ways that cannot be forced, manipulated, or manufactured. Alignment is not coincidence. Alignment is not luck. Alignment is intentional. It is deliberate. And it is transformational. Too many people go through life chasing opportunity without understanding the foundation upon which it comes. They look outside themselves, searching for luck, connections, or timing, hoping that doors will open without first preparing the key. And when the doors do not open, they blame the world, they blame others, and sometimes they blame themselves. But here is the truth: opportunity is always aligned with preparation, purpose, and authenticity. When your life is aligned with your calling, your values, and your vision, the universe, or the divine, or life itself responds. Doors begin to open. Connections appear. Resources emerge. Favor flows. And what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Alignment begins with clarity. You must know who you are, what you value, and what you were created to do. You cannot be aligned with a purpose you do not understand. You cannot walk a path you cannot see. Clarity is the compass that guides you toward alignment. Without it, you are adrift, reacting to circumstances rather than directing your life. With clarity, every decision, every action, every step you take is intentional. You are no longer living reactively, but proactively. You are no longer waiting for opportunity to knock. You are creating the conditions for opportunity to find you. Alignment also requires integrity. Your actions must reflect your values, your principles, and your truth. You cannot claim to pursue a path while your decisions contradict it. You cannot seek to live a life of purpose while compromising what you know to be right. Integrity is the bridge between intention and manifestation. When your actions are consistent with your purpose, you send a signal to yourself, to others, and to the universe that you are serious about your life. When you are serious, opportunities appear, doors swing open, resources align, People who resonate with your vision enter your sphere. Opportunity flows naturally to those who are aligned because alignment creates momentum. When your life is in harmony with your calling, every decision, every effort, every step contributes to a larger pattern. It is like a river flowing in the direction it was meant to go. When the river follows its natural course, it gathers strength, it deepens, it moves mountains, and it reaches places that would otherwise be unreachable. But if the river is blocked, diverted, or forced in another direction, it loses power, energy dissipates, and potential is wasted. Alignment is the channel through which the current of opportunity travels. Without it, the current is weak, scattered, and ineffective. With it, current becomes unstoppable. Alignment requires courage because it often goes against what others expect or demand of you. You may find that living aligned with your purpose is not popular. It may challenge the status quo. It may upset people who are comfortable with the version of you that conform to their expectations. Courage is required because the rewards of alignment are far greater than the temporary comfort of approval. When you step into alignment, you honor your calling, trust your vision, and prioritize your life in a way that reflects your deepest truth. And that is when the universe responds. Doors open, and when opportunity aligns with your efforts, opportunities that come from alignment are not random. They are strategic. They are tailor-made for the person who is prepared to receive them. They may not always look like what you imagined. They may challenge you, stretch you, or demand more than you thought you had. But when you are aligned, you recognize them. You are ready to act. You are positioned to maximize their potential. And even when opportunity seems delayed, alignment ensures that when the time comes, you are fully prepared to step into it without hesitation. Alignment also amplifies your energy. When your life is out of alignment, every action feels heavy, every choice feels forced, and every step feels exhausting. You are constantly swimming against the current. But when your life is aligned, your efforts compound naturally. You wake up with purpose. You pursue your goals with passion. You engage with people, projects, opportunities in a way that feels effortless because it resonates with the essence of who you are. Energy flows naturally when you are aligned, and that energy attracts opportunity like a magnet. One of the most powerful aspects of alignment is that it allows you to see opportunity that others miss. Many people wander through life searching for luck, unaware of the signs, the resources, and the doors that are already present. Alignment sharpens your perception. It heightens your awareness. It trains your mind and heart to recognize possibilities that are connected to your path. The aligned person does not wait for luck. They recognize when preparation meets the right moment. They understand when timing, resources, and relationships converge to create the conditions for advancement. Alignment makes you not just lucky, but strategic, aware, and ready. Furthermore, alignment cultivates authenticity. When your actions, decisions, and lifestyle reflect your true self, you attract people, situations, and resources that resonate with that authenticity. You no longer have to chase opportunities that do not fit you or mold yourself to please someone else's vision. Opportunities naturally align with your unique strengths, talents, and passions. The right doors open because you are no longer hiding, compromising, or pretending. You are fully present, fully engaged, and fully yourself. Let me remind you, alignment is not static. It requires constant evaluation, reflection, and recalibration. Your life changes, your vision grows, and your purpose evolves. What was once aligned may no longer serve your higher calling. Alignment is an ongoing process of asking, does this choice, this relationship, this action reflect my purpose? Does it honor my calling? Does it move me toward my destiny? When the answer is yes, opportunity follows naturally. When the answer is no, courage is required to adjust, redirect, and realign. Alignment unlocks opportunity because it positions you in the perfect place at the perfect time. It allows your talent, preparation, and vision to intersect with circumstances that magnify your impact. It ensures that when doors open, you are ready to step through with confidence, skill, clarity, and most importantly, alignment ensures that the opportunities you seize are meaningful, sustainable, and consistent with your purpose. You are not chasing empty promises or fleeting rewards. You are stepping into a life designed for your highest good. Seek alignment. Reflect on your purpose. Clarify your vision, examine your choices, evaluate your actions, and ask yourself, am I moving in harmony with the life I was created to live? When you answer that question honestly and make adjustments where needed, you will unlock doors that were previously invisible. You will find connections, resources, opportunities flowing into your life in ways that seem almost miraculous, but are in fact the natural result of living in alignment. Opportunity is not random, and success is not accidental. Opportunity is always aligned with purpose, preparation, and authenticity. When you align your heart, your mind, and your actions with your true calling, the universe responds. Doors open, resources appear. People who resonate with your vision enter your life, and the life you were created to live becomes inevitable. Alignment unlocks opportunity. It is not luck. It is not chance. It is a principle. And when you embrace it, you position yourself to receive the blessings, breakthroughs, and successes that have been waiting for you all along. Do not settle for misalignment. Do not wait for someone else to define your path. Align with your purpose, honor your calling. Watch as opportunity flows naturally, abundantly, and powerfully into your life. There is a force within you that is waiting to be awakened. Power that grows every time you honor yourself, every time you pursue your purpose, and every time you choose to live authentically. That force is confidence. The energy is vitality. And the truth is this: when you live for yourself and align your life with your calling, your confidence and energy rise in ways that transform every aspect of your existence. Confidence is not merely a feeling. It is a state of being. Energy is not simply activity. It is a reflection of purpose. Together, they are the foundation upon which a powerful, unstoppable life is built. Too many people walk through life with their energy drained, their confidence depleted, and their spirit dimmed because they are living for others. They are chasing approval, seeking validation, and bending themselves to fit expectations that are not their own. And in that pursuit, they lose themselves. Their inner fire diminishes, their motivation falters, their joy is borrowed, fleeting, and unstable. But when you make the choice to live for yourself, to honor your purpose, and to pursue the life you were created to live, a remarkable transformation begins. Confidence grows, energy rises, and suddenly the world looks different because you look different. Confidence rises when you act in alignment with your purpose. There is a deep, unshakable assurance that comes when your choices reflect your values, your vision, and your truth. When you speak, act, and make decisions from a place of clarity, the inner voice that says, I can't, becomes quiet, and the voice that says, I will, grows louder. Confidence is not born from the absence of challenges. It is born from the willingness to face them, to overcome them. Trust that you are equipped for the journey. Every step taken in alignment with your purpose strengthens your confidence, reinforces your belief in yourself, and builds a resilience that no external circumstance can shake. Energy rises when you stop draining yourself for others and start investing in yourself. Your time, your focus, and your attention are precious resources. When you are constantly giving away your energy to meet the expectations, demands, or approval of others, you are left depleted, exhausted, and frustrated. When you prioritize your own growth, your own health, and your own dreams, your energy multiplies. You wake up with enthusiasm. You pursue your goals with focus. You engage with life fully, passionately, and vibrantly. Energy is contagious. It radiates from within and attracts people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your purpose. Confidence and energy are mutually reinforcing. As your energy rises, your confidence grows. As your confidence grows, your energy expands. This cycle creates momentum. Every small success, every step forward, every act of courage compounds, building an inner reservoir of strength that fuels your life. When you feel confident, you are more willing to take risks. When you feel energized, you are more capable of sustaining effort and focus. And when both are present, you move through the world with a magnetic force that attracts blessings, opportunities, and the recognition that aligns with your authenticity. Confidence rises because living for yourself teaches you to trust your own judgment. When you stop deferring to the opinions of others and begin listening to your own voice, you discover that you are capable of making decisions that serve your highest good. You learn to discern between what will help you grow and what will hold you back. You become self-reliant. You become empowered. Empowerment breeds confidence. The more you trust yourself, the more your energy rises, and the more unstoppable you become. Energy rises because you are fueled by purpose. There is no motivation greater than knowing you are living in alignment with your calling. When your actions, your goals, and your dreams resonate with the deepest part of who you are, energy flows effortlessly. You no longer drag yourself through tasks that feel meaningless. You no longer operate on borrowed ambition or external pressure. Instead, you move through life propelled by a force that cannot be manufactured, borrowed, or imposed. It comes from within. Purpose-driven energy is sustainable. It is powerful, and it transforms the way you experience every moment. Confidence and energy rise because you are no longer burdened by fear. Fear is a thief that robs you of self-belief, vitality, and joy. When you live for others, fear controls you. Fear of rejection, fear of disapproval, fear of failing someone else's expectations. But when you live for yourself, courage replaces fear. Confidence replaces doubt. Energy replaces lethargy. You learn to face challenges head on, to act despite uncertainty, and to embrace risk as part of the journey toward fulfillment. Fear displaced by confidence, energy naturally surges, and life becomes a canvas for growth, creativity, and achievement. Confidence rises because you experience wins, small or large, that affirm your abilities. Every time you take a step in alignment with your goals, every time you make a choice that reflects your truth, every time you honor your own needs, you are reinforcing the belief that you are capable, worthy, powerful. These wins, cumulative and undeniable, fuel your self-esteem, strengthen your resolve, and create a feedback loop that propels you forward. Energy rises alongside confidence because action energizes the soul. Momentum grows and life begins to accelerate in your favor. Energy rises because you are no longer divided. When you live for others, your attention is scattered, your focus is fractured, and your spirit is pulled in multiple directions. But living for yourself creates alignment, focus, and clarity. You know what matters, what serves you, what advances your purpose. You concentrate your energy on the things that truly count. You invest your time, talent, and attention wisely. And that focused energy compounds, creating a life that is not only productive, but vibrant, intentional, and deeply satisfying. Confidence and energy rise because your environment begins to match your growth. When you choose to prioritize yourself, to live boldly, and to act courageously, you attract people, opportunities, and circumstances that resonate with your new level of energy and self-assurance. Toxic influences fade away, supportive relationships flourish, and doors open that were previously hidden. Confidence and energy feed off the environment you cultivate. An alignment with your purpose ensures that your surroundings amplify rather than drain your vitality. Confidence and energy rise because you are finally living your truth. There is nothing more powerful than embracing who you are, stepping into your calling, honoring your own dreams. When you no longer compromise your vision to meet someone else's expectation, when you no longer shrink yourself to make others comfortable, when you finally prioritize your own life, your confidence becomes unshakable and your energy unstoppable. The world responds to authenticity, courage, and purpose. Doors open, opportunities arrive, and your life begins to reflect the full measure of your potential. Confidence and energy rise when you live for yourself, when you align your choices with your purpose, when you honor your dreams, set boundaries, and invest in your growth. Let confidence fuel your courage and energy propel your actions. Step boldly into your life, knowing that the more authentically you live, the more unstoppable you become. The power is within you. The energy is available to you, and your confidence is waiting to rise. There is a principle in life that many of us overlook. Yet it is one of the most profound truths of human existence. Your life impacts others indirectly. You do not have to bend, break, or sacrifice yourself to make a difference. You do not have to live according to someone else's expectations to leave a legacy. You do not have to shrink yourself in order to serve. The truth is, when you live authentically, pursue your purpose, honor the life that was entrusted to you, your very existence becomes a source of inspiration, influence, and transformation for those around you. Your life matters, not because you try to please everyone, but because you dare to live fully for yourself. Many people believe that to impact others, they must sacrifice their happiness, their dreams, or their freedom. They think that service is always direct, that help must be tangible, that influence must be immediate. But this is a misconception. True impact is often indirect. It flows naturally from the way you live, the choices you make, and the energy you radiate. It is not always measured by recognition, applause, or acknowledgement. Your courage, authenticity, and dedication to yourself send ripples that touch people's lives in ways you may never even see. When you live fully for yourself, you model what is possible. People around you begin to witness what courage looks like, what self-respect looks like, and what faith in one's own potential looks like. They see that it is possible to pursue a dream, set boundaries, and honor one's purpose without losing integrity, kindness, or humanity. Even if you never speak a word of advice or guidance, your life communicates volumes. By simply choosing to be yourself, by pursuing your path, by walking boldly in your purpose, you give others permission to do the same. And this is the essence of indirect impact. Inspiring through example rather than obligation. Your energy, your confidence, and your authenticity become contagious. When you embrace your life fully, when you act with intention and integrity, people around you cannot help but notice. Your passion motivates them. Your courage encourages them. Your commitment to growth challenges them to reflect on their own choices. Indirect and influence is subtle, but it is powerful. A single act of self-respect, a decision to follow your dreams, or a commitment to living authentically sends vibrations through your environment that awaken the dormant potential in others. They see your life and begin to ask themselves, if they can do it, why can't I? Living for yourself does not isolate you from responsibility. It enhances your ability to serve others. When you prioritize your growth, health, and purpose, you become a stronger, more capable, and more grounded person. You are able to give from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. You are able to support others not out of obligation, but because your energy, your wisdom, and your strength are overflowing. The indirect impact of your life comes not from trying to fix everyone around you, from becoming the person you were designed to be. Someone who naturally elevates the people and environment around them. Your life impacts others indirectly because it sets standards and raises expectations. When you refuse to compromise your values, when you set boundaries, when you pursue your own path unapologetically, you teach those around you that it is acceptable and even necessary to honor oneself. You show that a life of integrity, authenticity, and purpose is not selfish, but powerful. People around you observe, learn, adjust their own lives based on the example you set. In this way, your influence spreads quietly, yet profoundly shaping the culture, mindset, actions of everyone you encounter. Indirect impact also works through inspiration and hope. There are people who will never hear your story firsthand, never sit in your presence, and never know the sacrifices you made, but they will feel your influence through the results of your life. Your courage, your achievements, and your commitment to yourself send signals across communities, networks, and generations. Someone may witness your success and feel hope that their circumstances can change. Someone may see your resilience and find courage to face their own challenges. Your life becomes proof that possibility exists, that dreams are attainable, and that living authentically is a path worth pursuing. Another way your life impacts others indirectly is through the breaking of cycles. When you refuse to live according to outdated expectations, when you step away from patterns that diminish your potential, you create a new standard not only for yourself, but for those who come after you. You disrupt generational or societal patterns of fear, limitation, and approval seeking. Children, peers, even strangers observe the difference between someone who lives cautiously for others and someone who lives boldly for themselves. Your choices ripple outward, creating environments where others are more willing to honor their own purpose, embrace their gifts, and step into their potential. Your influence is further magnified by authenticity. The more authentic you are, the stronger your indirect impact. People are drawn to what is real, transparent, and what is lived with integrity. Authenticity resonates on a level that superficiality cannot reach. Your struggles, your victories, your persistence, and your courage, all lived authentically, become lessons in resilience, faith, and determination for everyone who witnesses them. Even without guidance or instruction, your life teaches powerful truths about human potential, self-respect, and the pursuit of purpose. Living fully for yourself also challenges others to reflect on their own lives. Indirect impact often works through contrast. People see the clarity, the energy, and the joy that arise from someone who is aligned with their purpose. They begin to examine the ways they may be compromising themselves to meet expectations that are not theirs. Your life becomes a mirror, revealing possibilities, highlighting limitations, and inspiring self-discovery in those who observe your journey. Without intending to, you motivate people to reevaluate, recalibrate, and reclaim parts of themselves that may have been neglected. Finally, your life impacts others indirectly because it is a testament to resilience and faith. Every time you choose yourself, pursue your dreams, and honor your calling, you demonstrate the power of perseverance. You show that living authentically is possible, even in the face of fear, opposition, and doubt. People may never know the struggles you endured to get to where you are, but the evidence of your life, the confidence, the energy, the alignment speaks volumes. Your life becomes a beacon, signaling to others that a life of courage, purpose, and authenticity is attainable. They too can claim it. You do not have to live for others to impact them. You do not have to seek recognition to make a difference. You do not have to conform to inspire. By living fully for yourself, by honoring your purpose, by embracing your dreams and your potential, you impact the world in ways that are indirect, yet immeasurably powerful. Your energy, your confidence, your courage, and your authenticity ripple outward, touching lives, transforming mindsets, and creating hope. Your life matters. Your choices matter. Your courage matters. Your pursuit of purpose matters. And even if you never realize the full extent of your influence, know this: your life is a force that shapes the world around you simply by existing authentically and unapologetically. Every time you step into your power, every time you honor yourself, every time you live boldly, you leave a legacy of inspiration that cannot be measured, controlled, or taken away. Live for yourself, and in doing so, you lift others. Honor your life, and others will learn to honor theirs. Step boldly into your calling. The world will witness the strength, courage, and beauty that comes from a life lived with purpose. Your life impacts others indirectly. This truth is as powerful as it is undeniable. When you thrive, the world around you thrives. When you rise, others are lifted. And when you live fully, authentically, and unapologetically, your life becomes a force for good that cannot be contained. There is a truth that the world often ignores. Perfect moment rarely exists. Life will not always be convenient. Opportunities will not always arrive wrapped in comfort and certainty. Dreams will not always present themselves with clear paths and guarantees. Waiting for the right time is often a trap that keeps you stuck, stagnant, unfulfilled. That is why one of the most powerful decisions you can make today is this: start now. Don't delay. Don't wait for permission, approval, or perfect circumstances. Begin where you are with what you have and trust that the momentum will carry you forward. Procrastination is a thief, steals your time, it robs your energy, and it dims the potential that lives inside of you. Every day you delay, every day you wait for the stars to align, is a day your dreams drift farther from your grasp. Waiting can become a habit, a cycle of excuses that convinces you that later is better than now. Later is a mirage. Later is the enemy of progress. The only time that truly belongs to you is this moment right now. Your life does not pause for fear, hesitation, or doubt, and neither should your pursuit of purpose. Starting now requires courage because it challenges comfort and certainty. It challenges the part of you that whispers, "I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I need more resources." It challenges the part of you that fears failure, criticism, or judgment. But courage is born in action. It is forged by movement, by decision, by the willingness to step into the unknown with faith that you will rise, adapt, and overcome. Waiting for certainty only strengthens fear. Acting now strengthens confidence. Every step you take today toward your goals diminishes the power of doubt and builds the resilience you will need to persist. Starting now is essential because action creates clarity. When you delay, confusion dominates. Plans remain abstract. Dreams remain fantasies. Action, even imperfect action, illuminates the path. The first step exposes obstacles, reveals strengths, and uncovers solutions you never anticipated. Momentum grows with every decision. One small step today triggers another and another until your initial hesitation becomes progress. Waiting, on the other hand, only magnifies indecision and prolongs the distance between you and your potential. The power of starting now also lies in its ability to leverage time. Time is the one resource that is truly finite and cannot be replenished. Every moment spent waiting is a moment lost forever. But every moment spent taking action compounds in value. One small decision made today can grow into an opportunity tomorrow, a breakthrough the next day, and a life transformed over time. The early movers, the people who act decisively, often gain advantages that those who wait endlessly will never experience. The secret is simple. The sooner you start, the sooner momentum builds, and the faster your dreams begin to manifest. Starting now is not about perfection, it is about progress. Many people delay because they are waiting to be perfect, to have everything figured out, to have all the pieces in place. Life does not reward perfection, it rewards action. You learn by doing, you grow through mistakes, you discover strengths you never knew existed. You develop resilience, skill, and insight along the journey. Every great achievement in history started with a single imperfect step. Waiting for the ideal conditions only ensures that the journey never begins. Starting now means embracing imperfection, trusting the process, committing to movement despite uncertainty. Starting now is essential because it breaks the cycle of fear and hesitation. Fear thrives in inaction. The longer you wait, the louder doubt becomes. The more you hesitate, the more opportunities slip away. But action silences fear. Action generates energy. Action fosters confidence. Every time you act, no matter how small, you reclaim authority over your life. You signal to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Fear only has power when you grant it permission. Action takes that power away. Starting now is also a statement of faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your vision, faith in the process, faith that the effort you put forth today, no matter how small, will produce results over time. Faith that the universe, life, or the divine works with those who act decisively, courageously, persistently. By starting now, you align yourself with the principle that opportunity favors the bold, that progress rewards persistence, and that dreams belong to those who refuse to wait endlessly for permission or perfect timing. The benefits of starting now extend beyond your own life. Your action inspires others. People around you begin to see that progress is possible, that fear can be overcome, that dreams can be pursued despite uncertainty. By stepping forward, you create momentum not just for yourself, but for those who witness your courage. The ripple effect of one person acting boldly can motivate, awaken, and elevate countless others. Your decision to start now is not just personal, it is transformational for your environment, your community, and the world around you. Starting now also teaches resilience and adaptability. The path is never linear. Obstacles will arise, challenges will test you, and setbacks will occur. But by starting now, you position yourself to learn, adjust, and improve as you go. Waiting ensures that mistakes remain hypothetical and progress remains stagnant. Action ensures growth, wisdom, and mastery. Each step forward is an opportunity to refine your approach, gain clarity, and strengthen your resolve. Every effort, no matter how small, compounds into competence and confidence over time. Finally, starting now honors the time, energy, and life that have been entrusted to you. You were not given a life to spend endlessly waiting. You were not given gifts, talents, and potential to leave dormant. You were created to act, to pursue, to create, and to thrive. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to your purpose, and every moment of delay is a lost opportunity. When you start now, you reclaim the life that is yours to live. You seize the power that is yours to wield, and you step into the destiny that is waiting for you. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop letting fear, doubt, or uncertainty control your life. Start now. Take one step, no matter how small, Make one decision, no matter how imperfect. Commit to movement, commitment, and action. The path will become clearer as you walk it. Doors will open as you approach them. Opportunities will align as you pursue them. Momentum will build as you refuse to remain stagnant. The life you dream of does not exist in waiting. It exists in doing. Your potential is not realized in hesitation. It is awakened in action. Your future is not determined by delay. It is shaped by what you do today. Start now. Don't delay. The best time to act was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Move boldly, courageously, and intentionally toward your dreams, and watch as the life you were meant to live unfolds before your eyes, richer, fuller, and more extraordinary than you ever imagined.